at 3:30 so that I could drive to be here from Madison, Wisconsin. I don't get an award for that, although I did get really, really sick of myself. I'm not that funny when I'm on a road trip. But I knew when Kobe asked me last year if I would come to Nerd Camp, I knew the answer had to be yes, because I kept seeing all the tweets and seeing all the amazing things that were happening here, and I knew I had to be a part of it. And at some point, slides will start. Please.
Beyonce hi. Jacob, Beyonce hi. Periscoping.
Well, this is just like my classroom where I'm winging it most of the time because I have had the incredible honor of being a 7th grade teacher starting last year, and a 7th grade English teacher at that, which I thought would be amazing because of course 7th graders love to read. Turns out I was completely wrong. But it's been a great challenge. Should I just start, whoever's in charge? We'll just start. All right. I bring you the words of my students. My name is Pernille Ripp. I am a teacher and author. I created the Global Read Aloud, and I'm a mother. And I have had enough. My love of reading never had to survive my childhood. My love of reading never had to survive well-meaning teachers, at least not when I was young. When I grew up, teachers weren't really that bothered with what we read, how much we read every night, just that we did read, that we grew, that we became better. They didn't ask us to keep logs, to record minutes, to stick post-it notes whenever we had a thought to make sure that we could turn and talk to someone about the amazing thing we just connected with. I love the post-it notes. They didn't tell us which box of books to pick from, or even give us a label. Instead, they gave us a book pointed to a chair, and they told us to read. Come up for air when you're done, and I'll hand you another book. Some may shudder at the lack of instruction that I was put through as a young child. I know I do. I don't know how I became a reader. It seems to have been a miracle. After all, where was all of the teaching? And yet, within this brutally simplistic approach, read, read, then read some more, was an immense amount of wisdom. Kids need time to read. We know that. Kids need choice. Kids need to be allowed to self-select books, and then when they're done reading, they should be asked to go have a conversation, get another book, not fill out a packet. So if we hold these truths to be self-evident, I wonder, how has so much of our reading instruction gotten so far off track? I think we teachers are part of the problem. I know I am. I think our silence while we seethe inside at the new initiatives being dictated to us mean that we are now complicit in the killing of love of reading. I have no clue which slide I'm supposed to be on, so we're just going to wing it. This is good. For too long, we have been too nice, unwilling to rock the boat too much, because that's what we are as teachers. We have sat idly by for too long, as others have told us, that students will love reading more if we limit them further and guide them more. We have held our tongue while practices have been marched into our classrooms, disguised by words like research-based, rigorous, and Common Core aligned. We have held our tight smiles as experts sold our districts more curriculum, more things to do, more interventions, more repetitions. We have stayed silent because we were afraid of how our words would be met, and I can't blame any of us. Speaking up and standing up is terrifying, especially if you're speaking out against something in your own district. But we cannot afford to stay silent anymore. With the onslaught of more levels, more logs, more things to do with what they read, all in the name of deeper understanding, we have to speak up. Because as we know, reading is about time to read first. about falling in love with a book, about creating a personal connection with something that is inherently yours, not all of the other things. So if we're sacrificing time to read to instead teach children more strategies, then we're truly missing the point of what we should be doing. So I declare myself a reading warrior, and I believe you should as well. No more reading logs to check what kids are reading. No more levels used to stop children from self-selecting books they actually want to read. No more timed standardized tests to check for comprehension. Being a fast reader does not mean you are a good reader. No more reading projects that have nothing to do with reading. No more reading packets to produce a grade that stops students from actually talking about the books they read. No more rewards, prizes, stickers, lunches with the principal. We cannot measure a great reader by how many pages a school has read. No more. So stop publishing it. Don't publish your test scores. Don't publish your AR levels. Publish instead how many children have fallen in love with a book. How many recommendations have been made from student to student. Publish how many books have needed to be replaced because of worn pages. Publish that. And be proud of the teachers that dare to speak up to protect the very thing we say we hold sacred. Create environments where these teachers are supported, where reading is embedded, and students' love of reading is protected. So become a reading warrior, because for too long we have hoped that decisions being made are always in the best interest of a child when we know at times they're not. Become a reading warrior because we have been quiet for too long. Become a reading warrior because our children deserve someone who will fight for them. No child is helped when we protest in silence, when we protest in the teacher lounge or behind closed doors. We have to find the courage to speak up for the very students we serve. We have to practice being brave. We have to allow students to read books that they choose, to give them time to talk about their books rather than fill out a packet, and allow them to self-monitor how much reading they're doing, and then believing them when they tell us their truth. It is time for us to stand up and speak up. It is time to take back our reading instruction and truly make it about what the kids need and not what others tell us that they need. One voice can be a whisper or a protest. We make the choice when we decide to make a difference. Are you with me?
In theater, so you can hear me, right?